Hi everybody, welcome to Pajama Diaries, where I ramble into the camera that is attached to my phone and somehow you guys find it entertaining. And I do this in my pajamas with my hair screwed up. Well, it's pulled back and in a hairband, but it's still screwed up. Never. This is day 2 of Ruby Sue, the pirate pooch, being in the house. Haha! This is Ruby Sue, the pirate pooch. This is her second official full day in her new house, and we have adopted her, so yes. For those of you that are wondering why she is one-eyed, there was an oopsie in foster care. There was a bigger dog that aggressed on her. She wound up at the vet having to go through a procedure, and that led her to have one eye. So her depth perception is a little wonky, but we love her anyway. This is our Ruby Sue. Ruby Sue turns 1 in August, and Ruby Sue already has her own YouTube channel. So be on the lookout for that, because that is going to be videos on her goofing off, me training her or having fun with her. You know, her doing all sorts of goofy things on her journey to being, you know, the new news hound for my more serious channel, because I have a more serious channel. So yeah, this is Ruby Sue. Let me see if I can get you up there, Ruby. There you go. Say hi. Say hi. I know. E3 is still buzzing. Today you've got your Square Enix and your other stuff going on today. I'm slowly going to be taking, you know, highlights from the conferences and stuff in order to do a Geek News video on Friday. So it's probably going to be an extensive Geek News video. Wednesday is going to be a little different as far as trailer reactions going to go. I'm not going to be reacting to movie trailers. I'm going to be reacting to game trailers. One of them is Cyberpunk 2077, because I am a Shadowrun junkie, so it is my duty to take a look at the Cyberpunk stuff and react to it, because Cyberpunk came out in 1990, Shadowrun came out in 1989. There's differences in between the two games and where their origins came from. Shadowrun was an RPG tabletop game that was fully fleshed out with its own world, its own history, its own archetypes, which is another word for professions, and so forth. Cyberpunk was a module attached to Steve Jackson Games, a tabletop gaming system called GURPS, which was short for Generic Universal Role-Playing System. It was a system developed for people that had imaginations that didn't exactly want to play things like Dungeons and Dragons all the time, and it let you create your own world, which is a pretty cool system. GURPS has always been a pretty cool system. I've loved playing GURPS for a while. Yes, I moved the camera, so I'm a little bit more in the middle. So yeah, and GURPS came out with a module called Cyberpunk. Now, little known fact, that Cyberpunk module got in trouble. Steve Jackson Games got in trouble with the DoD because one of their modules that was attached to the Cyberpunk game was about how to be a hacker character. The thing is, it went into a lot of detail about how to hack a computer, so much so that I think it was a 14-year-old kid. Oh, this is maybe urban legend by now, so take this with a grain of salt. Bought the book, went home, and hacked into the DoD. So the book had to be taken off the shelves because it was a little too precise. But other than that, it was a good, solid game. The tabletop RPG was a very good, solid game. However, after that, and after interest in GURPS dwindled, nobody heard anything, from the cyberpunk world. There were murmurs here and there. There were some animes and some cartoons that tried, some movies that gave you the cyberpunk feel, but there wasn't ever a game that us gaming junkies could grab onto. And along comes Cyberpunk 2077. Which looks to be interesting from the small little blurbs I've seen so far. The more solid game that has stood the test of time, that is still getting updated editions, is Shadowrun. Now, for those of you that don't know what either one of them are, is take the magic and the fey races and the troll and orcs from D&D. put them in a future setting where corporations rule everything, and where the only way for you to survive is to be hired by said corporations to do certain dirty work against other corporations. Shadow running, so to speak. So I think the best way to slap everything together to explain it is take D&D, The Matrix, and Blade Runner and smash them all together, and you've got Shadowrun and Cyberpunk. It's the easiest way to do that, I think. Ronin is looking into becoming an owner-operator with JB Hunt. He was an owner-operator with them before, didn't have any problems with it. The other reason he left was because Katrina hit and, fuel prices soared through the roof and he couldn't keep up with the prices. Where he's driving now, I can't remember the name of the company. They are running barely this side of legal with the rest they're giving their drivers, and they're running them ragged. And there's already been one paycheck that he's had to dispute because they shorted him. So needless to say, he's not happy about that. And he's looking to change, our situation, because as you can see, we still don't have any furniture to speak of. I couldn't get any this week either. Because of a Verizon bill and things. We had a Verizon representative from a truck stop fuck us over, and we need to pay $350 worth of early disconnect fees in order to bring our bill down. I'm gonna let that sit. Because he did not say anything about connection fees. He did not say anything about payments. He did not say anything about anything. All he said was, $30, this phone is yours. I can do this for you. You can cancel it at any time, blah, 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 blah. Basically, we got railroaded. We're only supposed to have 2 lines. We have 4. Well, 3, actually, if you count the hotspot. But we're trying to get rid of the hotspot. And the SIM card for his tablet that never worked, that had nothing to do with his SIM card, but everything to do with the tablet. Long story. Long effing story. So yeah, that's, don't forget Ask Maddie's coming out this afternoon around 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Trying to forget to schedule, I just upload the thing. So I'm going to start scheduling at 4 o'clock, that's Central Standard Time, 5 o'clock Eastern, where I go to Ask FM and answer those questions. So you still have time to put that stuff in there. Yeah. My brain ain't awake yet. My sleep was broken and I woke up with my right shoulder screaming at me because I didn't sleep on it right. Yay Monday, right? So yep. As things develop, don't forget to follow. Speaking of blog. Almost forgot. Hung out with a good friend named Skep Talk yesterday. And he wound up taking me to one of my favorite places to shop. And hence I picked up this little gem. And I picked up this little gem. Now, I have admittedly never read these books. In high school, they made us read Fahrenheit 451 and A Tale of Two Cities, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, but never anything like this. And then when I graduated high school, didn't think about reading them twice. I figured with everything going on, might as well brush up. And I'm going to brush up in my special way, because these books are going to be broken down chapter by chapter and made into blog reviews and breakdowns for the Geek blog. And the only way you're going to get those posts is if you subscribe to the blog that is in the description below. I'm also working on merch and other things of that nature, because this channel will never be monetized. Screw you, YouTube, you're not getting a dime from me. I'm also looking to opening up a BitChute account for this particular channel in case I get into more racy things. This channel is never going to be politically charged, period. And that includes the gaming news. The gaming news is mainly the geek news is going to cover movie release dates, television release dates, things that might be happening behind the scenes for TV, games, news, new games coming out, and things of that nature. Anything that is politically charged in that realm, I will avoid because that's not for this channel. That's for my other channel. This channel is completely going to be my geek goof off channel. So, if any of you decide to broach any political topics in any of my comment section, be prepared for me to respond with, "You're at the wrong channel," because I'm not doing that. Period. At all on this channel. This is my blowing off steam channel. This is my getting rid of stress channel. This is my fuck around channel. And I'm not doing anything remotely serious on this channel. The serious I'm getting are these vlogs and the geek news, and even that skirting around certain issues that people are whinging about. So, until next time, guys, catch you later. Take care of yourselves.
Do not touch me again.
Then don't take my stuff.
You have no idea what you're dealing with.
Shakespeare in the Park? Doth mother know you weareth her drapes?
Oh, good grief.